Hello, my friend. Welcome to Healing Sleep Stories. My name is Mushroom, and it's an honor to be your guide tonight. Take a slow breath and exhale gently. Feel the soft weight of your body sinking into the bed, blankets wrapping you like a gentle hug. The air carries a faint, calming scent, and your eyelids feel deliciously heavy. Outside, a breeze stirs leaves, a whisper only the night can hold. Your thoughts float like clouds in a deep blue sky, no need to chase them. Some drift lazily, some flicker like tiny sparks, but all can wait. You smile softly at a little absurdity, a fleeting, funny image, and let tension melt away. Shoulders drop, jaw softens, fingertips lighten. The music around you weaves through the room, a gentle hand guiding your mind toward calm. You are ready. Ready to drift, ready to wander through inner landscapes, ready to leave overthinking behind and float toward sleep. You notice first the subtle pull of tension in your scalp, just above your eyebrows. That little creaky stiffness, like a door hinge that hasn't been oiled in a while. You allow your awareness to settle there, not pushing, not judging, just observing. Your scalp softens. Tiny muscles around your eyes ease. That mental chatter, the habitual hum of worry and unfinished thoughts, begins to ebb, like a tide retreating from a beach strewn with pebbles of ideas. Some of those pebbles are small, almost charming in their familiarity, and you watch them roll gently back into the surf. Others are larger, more insistent, but even they begin to soften at the edges. You might even notice a fleeting smile as you picture them as tiny, cartoonish creatures waving goodbye. Your hands rest comfortably, maybe one brushing against the sheets, the other lightly on your stomach. There is warmth there, the feeling of life quietly pulsing under your skin. You let your focus expand, moving to your shoulders, imagining the weight of the day slowly sliding off as if you were shrugging a coat that's far too heavy for this peaceful hour. Even your chest, rising and falling with each breath, becomes a gentle metronome of calm. As you exhale, slowly, you visualize the tension leaving your body in soft, smoky streams. Each breath carries away the unneeded, the restless thoughts you've been carrying around all day. The mind, as it relaxes, starts to mimic the body. A ripple of calm spreading outward from your core. You notice a quiet satisfaction in this release, a little like when you've solved a puzzle, only to realize the solution was already inside you. In the Middle Ages, monks would pace in cloisters for hours, practicing mindfulness in their own way, counting steps to still the mind. You imagine yourself walking such a cloister, each step sinking deeper into relaxation. Historians still argue whether these rituals were more spiritual or practical, but tonight you borrow their simplicity for your own peaceful purpose. Your awareness drifts to your legs, noticing the faint pressure against the mattress, the weight distributed evenly, and the small tingle in your toes as blood returns from its day-long journey. Muscles unwind. You might even wiggle a toe or two, a gentle reminder that movement is optional, but entirely safe if it helps ease you further. You are discovering, perhaps with a small internal chuckle, that relaxation is not something to be forced. It's more like coaxing a cat to settle beside you. Patient, gentle, persistent, but never harsh. Now, imagine that your thoughts are tiny lanterns floating in the air above your head. Some glow steadily, others flicker nervously. You don't need to catch them, organize them, or extinguish them. You watch them, acknowledge them, and let them drift. One lantern might carry an idea about tomorrow, another a memory from lunch. Some hover close, some drift high above like helium balloons in a twilight sky. You notice that the more you let them float without interference, the lighter your mind feels. Quirky as it is, ancient Persians believed that releasing lanterns could carry away worries, an early experiment in what we might now call stress management. You let this imagery settle, knowing that just as lanterns rise without force, so too can your thoughts ease themselves. The room around you seems quieter now, not because the world has changed, but because your mind has. The subtle sounds of life beyond the window, distant cars, a dog barking somewhere far away, the whisper of a night breeze, merge into a gentle lullaby. You notice the skin along your back softening against the mattress, your spine aligning naturally, shoulders resting just so. Even your jaw, which may have been unconsciously clamped during the day, relaxes, and the tongue rests comfortably. Tiny, unconscious sighs escape from you, a reminder that your body knows how to release tension even before your mind fully accepts it. You might picture a quiet garden now, bathed in moonlight. The grass is cool beneath bare feet. A small fountain murmurs nearby, its water sparkling faintly in the night. You feel the texture of the stones, the soft brush of leaves against your ankle. Maybe a cat lingers in the shadows, watching, patient and lazy. Oddly enough, cats were revered in ancient Egypt as protectors of minds and homes, keeping both mice and chaos at bay. You smile at the thought. Perhaps your mind tonight is like that garden, needing only the gentle presence of awareness to keep it safe, calm, and serene. Now, as you notice the rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your breath, and the faint pull of tension that is ever so slightly less, you allow your mind to settle even deeper. Thoughts are no longer demands. They are like clouds passing through a wide blue sky, or lanterns drifting aimlessly. You might recall a small, quirky detail from your day, a fleeting phrase or image, and instead of chasing it, you simply acknowledge it, let it smile, and drift away. Even the idea that you are trying to relax begins to loosen. It's enough that you are here, noticing, breathing, and sinking slowly into comfort. Visualize a small stream nearby, its water cool and quiet. You dip your hand into it. The ripples fan outward and disappear. Each ripple mirrors a thought, a worry, a mental noise dissipating without effort. You are practicing detachment, but not harsh detachment. This is soft, gentle, a velvet-like release. You might even think about how historians still argue whether the ancient Romans practiced mindfulness during baths or if it was just a reason to avoid work. But you do not need to decide. The warmth of your own breath and the gentle rise and fall of your body are enough evidence that relaxation is happening. Perhaps you feel your heartbeat, steady and unobtrusive now, a reminder that you are alive but not hurried. Each beat echoes softly through the light, steadying the mind, offering a rhythm that is yours alone. You smile faintly, noticing how curious it is that something so constant can go unnoticed until now. Your thoughts, those usual overactive companions, continue to hover but with less insistence. Some wander off entirely, and a few flicker at the edges of awareness like fireflies, innocuous, pleasant, distant. You are fully present with the sensation of letting go. By now, the tension in your body has mostly melted away. Your mind is lighter, more fluid, like a river spreading out into a calm lake. Perhaps you even feel a tingling sensation in your fingertips or the backs of your legs, a subtle signal from your nervous system that the parasympathetic state, the state of rest and digest, is being activated. You might picture that ancient practice of mindfulness again. Cloisters, gardens, fountains, lanterns, cats, streams. The combination of imagery, breath, and gentle attention allows your mind to slow without effort. You realize that overthinking doesn't have to be combated, just observed, acknowledged, and allowed to drift into the background. And now, as your body and mind sink even further, you sense a soft wave of warmth spreading from your heart center outward. Your hands rest easily, your legs feel pleasantly heavy, and your head, cradled by your pillow, is finally at ease. The mental chatter is now a faint hum rather than a roar. A light smile touches your lips as you acknowledge, perhaps with amusement, how stubborn your mind can be. And yet, here it is, complying more than you might have expected. Even the idea of trying less, of relaxing more, is something your mind can barely argue with. Finally, take one more slow, deep breath. Inhale the night, the quiet, the gentle lull of the world outside. Exhale tension, wandering thoughts, anything that doesn't belong in this peaceful moment. You are grounded in your body, aware but not alert, open but not grasping. The first step has been completed. We tarried with song and trooping, in factors, in Sundays, the envira a mind, previously bustling, is now gently settling, ready to wander through the next landscapes of memory and imagination with ease, clarity, and calm. You drift now into a gentle stroll through your memory landscapes, a place where the past appears soft-edged, like scenes painted in watercolor rather than harsh ink. Your mind, previously bustling with thoughts, is now quiet enough to wander without pressure. You notice first the smallest details, the way sunlight might have fallen across your childhood kitchen table, or the subtle creak of a favorite chair. Each memory is not pulled forcibly, but discovered, like seashells washed ashore, each one a soft, delicate artifact of your own life. There is no urgency here, only curiosity and calm. A faint scent drifts into your imagination, a mix of rain on concrete and the warm aroma of baked bread. You remember a rainy afternoon when you watched droplets race down a window pane, your hand pressed lightly against the cool glass. Tiny rivulets formed miniature rivers that your mind followed as a child, fascinated. Quirky, perhaps, but it demonstrates how our smallest observations shape inner calm. You notice how effortless it is to revisit these moments now, how each memory carries both familiarity and a sense of distance, enough to soothe but not enough to stir anxiety. Historians still argue whether humans have always had a natural ability to visualize the past in such vivid ways, or if modern imagination has intensified through cultural storytelling. For your purposes tonight, your memory is vivid enough to guide you gently into deeper relaxation. As you walk through this internal gallery, you begin to weave sensory details with imagination. You feel the soft grass beneath your bare feet, a breeze teasing the edges of your clothing, the warmth of sunlight filtering through leaves. Perhaps a distant melody floats in the air, maybe a song you once hummed without realizing it. It carries no weight, but adds texture, like faint brush strokes on a serene canvas. You recognize that each detail anchors you more fully in the present, even as you move backward into memory. Your mind discovers a small lake in this landscape, placid and reflective. Tiny fish dart just beneath the surface, their movement smooth and deliberate. You notice a gentle duck gliding by, and it occurs to you with a soft chuckle that in medieval times, some lakes were stocked with ducks for both sustenance and amusement. Observing them now, you see how light-hearted life can appear when nothing presses for attention. Your memories are just as fluid, capable of moving without judgment, softening the edges of any lingering mental chatter. Perhaps a childhood friend appears in your vision, not as a living companion, but as a comforting figure in your memory. You recall shared laughter, small secrets, and the ease of a day when the only responsibility was to enjoy sunlight and dirt-streaked hands. Historians still argue whether nostalgia serves primarily as a coping mechanism or a creative inspiration. But you don't need to solve that tonight. Instead, you allow the warmth of connection to ripple through your mind, a gentle current that soothes. You imagine the friend's smile, the tilt of their head, the way their laughter would spill lightly across a quiet room. Each detail is lovingly observed and released, floating away like leaves on the lake. A curious thought enters. Did you ever notice how smells, sounds, and textures are often far more vivid than the events themselves? Quirky, maybe, but sensory memory is a powerful guide to calm. You lean into this, noticing the smell of pine from a long ago walk in the woods, or the earthy aroma after a summer rain. You remember the subtle warmth of a sunbeam on your arm, or the faint tickle of grass brushing your ankles. Each sensation is neither urgent nor distracting. It's a reminder of life's gentle textures, the details that soothe without demanding your attention. You allow the memory lake to reflect not only people and places, but your emotions. Perhaps there is a faint apprehension from a long ago school day, or a fleeting excitement from a simple victory. You notice these feelings without judgment, observing them like clouds drifting across a twilight sky. Your mind relaxes further, recognizing that these emotions are passengers in your mental landscape, not captains. They move as you watch, unhurried and unthreatening, dissipating into the background of your calm awareness. Moving past the lake, you find yourself walking along a narrow path bordered by wildflowers, their subtle fragrance mingling with the evening air. You reach down occasionally, feeling the petals between your fingers, noting how fragile and intricate they are. The act of noticing, of feeling, reinforces the gentle focus of your mind. Historians still argue whether ancient humans used flowers primarily for aesthetic enjoyment or as early forms of meditation aid. But you understand intuitively that your mind thrives on these small acts of observation. A soft chuckle rises in your chest as you notice tiny insects buzzing lazily through the air, oblivious to your contemplation. In ancient Japan, people practiced mushimono gazing, or mindful observation of insects, believing it cultivated patience and awareness. Perhaps you are unknowingly following a similar practice, watching the tiny movements, noticing patterns, and letting curiosity settle into serenity. The path curves gently, and you notice that with each step, the chatter of your mind has thinned, replaced with a rhythmic pulse of sensory delight. A gentle stream parallels your walk, its water murmuring quietly, reflecting the soft amber of an imagined sunset. You pause to watch a leaf drift along the surface, catching its subtle swirls and eddies. This is your mind mirrored in the stream, currents of thought moving naturally, peacefully, without resistance. You feel the coolness of the water near your fingers, a subtle tingling that ripples into your awareness. A quirky, delightful detail emerges. Ancient alchemin. Mysts sometimes believed that watching water flow could reveal hidden truths about the self, a precursor to modern mindfulness, or perhaps just an excuse to stare at streams all day. You smile, letting the absurdity and wisdom coexist comfortably. The path widens into a meadow now, bathed in soft moonlight. Shadows play between the tall grass, and the gentle rustle reminds you of how subtle movement can calm the mind. Perhaps a few fireflies flicker in the distance, their presence nearly imperceptible, yet entirely enchanting. You remember with quiet amusement that some cultures believed fireflies were tiny spirits carrying messages between worlds. Whether or not historians agree, you feel the gentle magic of the moment, allowing your imagination to roam while your mind remains deeply relaxed. You pause at the meadow's center, letting your attention sweep across the expanse. Every detail, the cool grass beneath your feet, the twinkling stars above, the soft, distant music of crickets grounds you. You recognize that memories, sensory details, and gentle imagination combine into a soothing framework. Your mind, once overactive, now navigates these landscapes with ease, observing without attachment, enjoying without urgency, floating without weight. Finally, you notice a soft internal smile emerging. Not for anything in particular, but for the sheer delight of mental freedom. You have wandered through memory, guided by sensory richness, historical curiosity, and playful observation. You are present, deeply relaxed, and ready to lift your awareness even higher, to float above these currents of thought, detached but comforted. The overactive mind is no longer a burden tonight. It is a landscape to explore, release, and leave behind when the time comes. You rise now above the landscape you've been wandering, lifting gently as if supported by invisible strings of calm. Your perspective shifts. The meadow, the lake, the path you traced with such care, all recede below you like a soft diorama. You hover above your own thoughts, observing them not as demands, but as passing shapes in a vast sky. Clouds of ideas drift lazily past. One, a reminder about tomorrow. Another, a fleeting worry you didn't even know lingered. From this distance, they seem smaller, less urgent, almost charming in their persistence. You realize that the mind, when viewed from above, is more like a river than a storm, flowing continuously, but rarely threatening. Your body remains comfortably in bed, yet your awareness feels weightless, capable of expanding without effort. You notice the faint tingling along your arms, a signal that the nervous system is transitioning deeper into relaxation. This is what modern mindfulness practitioners describe as the parasympathetic response, the rest and digest mode. You allow it to spread like warm honey through your torso, limbs, and even the crown of your head. The sensation is soothing, a reminder that you can observe without interference, float without falling, watch without needing to control. A quirky detail drifts into your awareness. In the 18th century, some European thinkers practiced air bathing, standing in open spaces to stimulate mental clarity and calm the body. Perhaps you are unknowingly continuing this tradition, hovering above your mental landscape, receiving the gentle benefits of perspective and openness. Historians still argue whether these practices were primarily about hygiene, health, or a form of early meditation, but tonight you are here simply to float. As you hover, you notice certain thoughts lingering like lanterns in the sky below, glowing faintly. You don't reach for them. You merely observe. One thought, a minor concern about your day, drifts lazily eastward. Another, a nostalgic echo, arcs high and fades. You might smile, remembering that even overactive minds have a peculiar rhythm. They flicker, pulse, and eventually soften if you let them. Your perspective, elevated and gentle, transforms once insistent worries into mere ornaments in a vast mental panorama. Below, your memory landscapes, the lake, the stream, the flowers, continue in serene motion. You float higher, and the details soften, blending into a cohesive, peaceful scene. Your mind, previously scattered, now feels like a calm lake reflecting stars. Tiny ripples from past thoughts shimmer briefly and vanish. You notice your own heartbeat echoing softly, a rhythmic counterpoint to the drifting clouds of thought. Perhaps you recall that some ancient Stoic philosophers advocated visualizing thoughts as clouds or leaves to cultivate detachment. Historians still argue whether this technique was intended as practical mental training or as metaphorical poetry, but the effect on you is palpable: lightness and calm. A soft breeze seems to pass through this elevated space, carrying fragments of memory and imagination. You picture lanterns gently floating past, perhaps inspired by ancient Chinese festivals, their soft glow illuminating the night sky of your inner world. Each lantern represents a thought. Some are bright, some flicker weakly, yet all continue their journey without needing intervention. You might notice the gentle irony that your overactive mind, once a source of tension, is now a landscape of beauty and motion. Your awareness stretches wider, tracing patterns of light and shadow across your mental horizon. Clouds of thought ripple and converge, some forming shapes reminiscent of places you visited, people you've known, or dreams half remembered. You notice the texture of these shapes, some fuzzy, some crisp, each carrying its own gentle energy. Even the most stubborn mental habits appear smaller from this vantage, significance reduced by distance and observation. The mind, you realize, thrives on perspective. A subtle humor drifts in. Perhaps a thought about grocery lists or emails rises briefly, only to be carried away by the gentle current above. You smile at the persistence of these tiny intrusions, recognizing the absurdity of worrying about them now. Ancient shamans in various cultures believed that observing thoughts without engagement could cleanse the mind, though historians still argue whether this was spiritual doctrine or clever psychological insight. Regardless of the origin, tonight you float and watch, letting thoughts drift like autumn leaves on a slow-moving river. Above you, the night sky of your imagination deepens into a velvety expanse, dotted with faint stars. Your sense of self expands, but not uncomfortably. There is no loss of grounding, only a widening of awareness. From here, worries about deadlines, minor mishaps, and lingering plans shrink into specks of light. You feel a gentle detachment, a safe distance that allows you to observe without entanglement. You notice a small, peculiar detail. A shooting star streaks across this inner sky, bright and fleeting. It reminds you that thoughts, too, are temporary, here for a moment, then gone. Quirky as it sounds, in the 17th century, some believed that observing shooting stars could reveal hidden personal insights. You chuckle softly, acknowledging the odd but comforting resonance of this idea. Your overactive mind, once a storm of energy, now flows in gentle waves, each wave carrying clarity, ease, and a subtle sense of wonder. Breathing slowly, you sense the calm expanding through your body. Floating above your thoughts, observing without interference, you notice how light and open your mind feels. Each worry, each repetitive idea is now a passing object in your sky, inconsequential and harmless. The sensation is like gently floating on a lake at night, steady, supported, and deeply peaceful. Now, allow your awareness to drift even higher, merging the expansive sky above with the grounded serenity below. You feel a complete sense of detachment, yet remain intimately connected to your own mind and body. Thoughts are observed, feelings acknowledged, but nothing demands attention. You glide effortlessly, watching, feeling, floating, a silent witness to your own inner universe. The mental currents that once demanded your focus have softened into rhythmic, gentle undulations. Your body rests fully in the bed, your mind free to hover, drift, and observe. Any lingering tension melts away, replaced by the soothing cadence of breath and the gentle flow of consciousness. The overactive mind, so familiar and persistent, has now become a beautiful landscape of floating lanterns, drifting clouds, and shimmering starlight. And as you hover here, high above, you sense the first whispers of deep, effortless calm, the kind that precedes sleep. You are ready to expand into even larger spaces of sea, moving beyond thought and into a universal quiet where the night sky stretches infinitely and your mind is free to rest completely. Mere awareness now drifts outward beyond your inner sky into a vast nightscape that stretches endlessly. You feel weightless, suspended in a soft, cool air that carries the faint scent of distant flowers and dewy grass. The horizon seems to shimmer, a gradient from deep indigo to a muted violet, as if the universe itself is yawning slowly. Each breath you take fills your lungs with the calm of infinity, and with each exhale, tension, effort, and the remnants of mental chatter dissipate completely. You are suspended in serenity, the gentle hum of night music threading through your awareness like a soft lullaby. Below, the memory landscapes you explored, the meadow, the lake, the paths, have shrunk into tiny patches of light, almost toy-like in their perfection. You realize, with a light internal chuckle, that your overactive mind is remarkably cooperative tonight, giving you permission to explore the vastness above. Historians still argue whether humans have always sought cosmic imagery to calm the mind, or whether it's simply a modern extension of stargazing curiosity. But tonight, the night sky is yours to inhabit fully. Soft stars glimmer across the expanse, scattered like scattered lanterns in an infinite gallery. Some twinkle faintly, others burn with gentle intensity. You notice subtle patterns in the constellations, a few familiar shapes, some bizarre and whimsical. Quirky fact: the earliest known star maps in Mesopotamia were etched on clay tablets, sometimes for astrology, sometimes just for tracking the seasons. Perhaps tonight you are charting a map of your own mental constellations, observing the movements and rhythms of thought from a higher vantage. A distant planet glows softly in the sky, a warm amber hue against the cool backdrop. You let your eyes, or rather your inner gaze, follow its slow rotation. Your body feels completely weightless, yet deeply supported, as if the universe itself cradles you. 10. Currents of light dance along your peripheral vision, reminding you of fireflies over a quiet meadow. You might smile, noting how strangely similar these cosmic patterns are to the gentle lanterns you observed earlier in your memory lake. The universe, in all its immensity, reflects the familiar tranquility of your mind. Now, imagine yourself seated on a soft celestial cloud, cushioned and secure, your legs dangling freely. The sensation is unreal, yet deeply comforting. The cloud shifts lazily in the vast sky, carrying you over imagined landscapes below. Mountain ridges, rivers glinting in moonlight, and forests that whisper secrets in the wind. Perhaps you notice a playful detail. Ancient alchemists believed that clouds contained hidden knowledge, a way to glimpse the universe's subtle energies. Quirky or not, the metaphor works beautifully tonight. Your mind floats, weightless, open, and receptive. As you drift, you sense your thoughts as tiny motes of light flickering gently in the expanse around you. Each one reflects a concern, a fleeting idea, or a memory, but none require you to act. You observe them with detached curiosity, marveling at their subtle movement. Historians still argue whether early astronomers used the night sky purely for navigation or as an aid to contemplation. But you feel the same calm inspiration, navigating a different kind of sky entirely, your own consciousness. A gentle comet arcs across the horizon, tail trailing softly behind it. You watch it glide, knowing that the brief brilliance is temporary and perfectly natural. Perhaps it reminds you of the fleeting nature of your own worries, each one passing across your mind's sky without lingering more than necessary. Your body, grounded in your bed, absorbs this image, letting your nervous system respond with deep, soothing relaxation. Even the small muscles along your spine release. Your shoulders sink further, and your fingers and toes feel pleasantly weightless. Below, the faint glow of your memory landscapes merges with the night sky. The lake, the meadow, the flowered paths all shimmer faintly as reflections in the vast cosmic sea. You notice a soft chuckle escaping your lips as you recall previous images. Lanterns floating, tiny fish darting in memory lakes, a cat basking in moonlight. These whimsical details anchor you gently, reminding you that relaxation need not be solemn. A touch of playfulness can deepen serenity. As you float higher, you notice faint auroras painting streaks of gentle color across your inner night sky. Lavender blends with emerald. Soft amber whispers against muted silver. Quirky and magical, these colors remind you of mood experiments in art therapy, where subtle visual shifts can induce calm and focus. Historians still argue whether early humans consciously used color for mental influence or whether it was simply aesthetic, but you need no debate. Your mind responds naturally to the soothing visual tapestry. You sense now a gentle, as if gravity is replaced with tender guidance, coaxing your awareness further into quiet expanses. Each thought cloud below continues its slow drift, harmless and weightless. You watch patterns emerge, rivers of light, spirals, soft rotations that mimic the subtle rhythms of your own breath. With a faint smile, you notice the interplay of cosmic imagery and personal memory, how the night sky you imagine mirrors your own mind, vast, calm, and full of gentle motion. A small, whimsical detail appears. Distant planets seem to wink at you, like mischievous children hiding behind clouds. You let the humor in, acknowledging that the mind, even when overactive, enjoys little surprises. The sky stretches endlessly, yet you feel entirely safe, cradled in a soft embrace of cosmic calm. With every exhale, your awareness merges more fully with this nightscape. The stars, the clouds, the auroras, and the faint whispers of cosmic motion integrate with your own sense of self. You feel expansion without strain, freedom without instability. Thoughts rise and drift away. Emotions ripple gently without turbulence. You are afloat, fully immersed in serenity, the vast night sky around you mirroring the stillness that now inhabits your mind. And now, as you glide gently across this infinite expanse, a final ripple of calm washes over your body. You feel ready to let go completely, to merge the vastness of the universe with the intimate warmth of your bed, to sink fully into the next stage, the soft descent toward sleep itself, fully unburdened and entirely at peace. You begin to drift downward now, slowly, gently, as if returning from a distant, calm galaxy to the familiar, comforting world of your own bedroom. The night sky lingers behind you, fading into a soft, ambient glow, like a dream dissolving into memory. The vast serenity you experienced above becomes a gentle current within you, carrying all the calm, all the spaciousness, all the weightless observation into your body. Your legs, arms, and torso feel deeply supported, each limb heavy in the most comforting way. You notice your breathing slowing naturally, effortless, and the hum of mental chatter has almost vanished entirely, leaving behind only quiet, warm awareness. As you descend, you remember the lanterns floating over your memory lake, the playful fish in gentle streams, the cat basking in moonlight. Each of these images merges into a soft montage, a collage of tranquility. You might smile quietly to yourself, noticing how absurdly calm from harming and utterly effective this personal tapestry is at dissolving stress. Ancient scholars in Greece used similar visualization techniques, imagining the body as a flowing river to release tension and promote clarity. Historians still argue whether these exercises were spiritual, therapeutic, or just a pleasant pastime. But tonight, you know exactly why you are practicing them. Pure, simple, calm. Your mind, once overactive, is now a serene landscape. Thoughts arise briefly, like fireflies, tiny flickers of curiosity, or passing memories. But they do not linger, do not demand your attention. Each one drifts, dissipates, and disappears, leaving more space for quietude. Your body responds in kind. Your jaw unclenches completely. Your shoulders sink further into the mattress, and the soft weight of your blankets feels like a gentle embrace. You allow the faintest trace of a smile to linger, as you notice how completely natural it is to release, to let go. A quirky detail surfaces. In mediate, feel love, self, teen, quale. People sometimes slept with small stones under their pillows, believing it promoted lucid dreams or protected from nightmares. You chuckle softly at the oddity, letting it serve as a reminder that humans have always sought clever ways to soothe the mind. Tonight you need no stones. The imagery, the gentle awareness, and the rhythm of your breath are sufficient to carry you into complete relaxation. You notice your inner landscape merging seamlessly with the world of your body. The streams, lakes, and meadows fold inward like the pages of a book, leaving only the essence of calm. Every exhale carries away remaining tension. Every inhale draws in a sense of peace, fullness, and safety. You imagine yourself lying in a quiet garden under moonlight, the gentle rustle of leaves and the soft trickle of water surrounding you. Perhaps you sense tiny insects flitting through the air, or fireflies glowing faintly, a reminder of the delicate rhythms of life that exist without effort. As your awareness softens further, you picture yourself floating lightly, as if cradled by the bed itself. The sensation is subtle, yet profound. Every nerve, every fiber of your being responds to the gentle invitation to rest. Even your thoughts, when they surface, seem amused and compliant, like friends acknowledging that the party has ended and it is time to relax. Historians still argue whether ancient meditation masters intended these states as spiritual preparation or simply restful practice. But tonight you experience the result, and it is pure serenity. The night sky, now condensed into a soft glow around your bed, seems to envelop you, integrating with your breathing, with the soft hum of your pulse, with the steady weight of your limbs. You imagine the stars folding into your mind, the cosmic calm spreading through your body, a gentle tidal wave of tranquility. Each moment of observation, each gentle release of tension, amplifies the sense of safety and restfulness. A small, whimsical detail emerges. Distant, tiny orbs of light hover near your head, flickering like sentient fireflies. You allow a quiet chuckle to rise, amused at the persistence of whimsy, even in total relaxation. This amusement is part of the release, a reminder that even in letting go, your mind remains engaged in a soft, playful way. You notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the warmth of your fingertips, the subtle sensation of your hair brushing against the pillow. Each sensory detail anchors you in serenity, enhancing the hypnotic descent toward sleep. Now, imagine a soft tunnel of light, gentle and warm, stretching from the crown of your head down through your body to the tips of your toes. you allow yourself to sink into this tunnel, each layer of relaxation guiding you deeper. Thoughts dissolve into the light. Tension melts into warmth. You feel weightless yet supported, as if the entire universe conspires to carry you safely into restful slumber. The gentle music accompanying you threads through this experience, a subtle, non-intrusive reminder of safety, continuity, and ease. Your mind, now clear of distractions, drifts effortlessly toward unconsciousness. You realize the overactive chatter of earlier is not gone, but transformed, harmless, distant, and soft. Your imagination plays quietly around the edges. Tiny lanterns, moonlit meadows, drifting clouds, floating stars. Each image is a gentle cue to deeper calm, a reminder that you are safe, held, and free to release entirely. As you approach the threshold of sleep, you feel every part of your body surrendering fully. Your legs and arms are heavy but comfortable. Your back is aligned. Your jaw is soft, and your eyelids droop naturally. The tunnel of light continues to cradle you, guiding your consciousness down a gentle spiral into rest. You are aware enough to observe the process, yet detached enough to surrender to it completely. A final, playful detail, a faint wisp of imagined cosmic wind brushes your cheek, a teasing reminder that even the universe enjoys a little humor. You smile softly, feeling the last traces of tension drift away. Every part of your being aligns with the rhythm of calm, each breath carrying you closer to uninterrupted sleep. You are ready now, fully supported, fully relaxed, fully free. The world can wait. Your mind, your body, and your soul are prepared to rest completely. You allow the gentle current of consciousness to carry you effortlessly into the deep, blissful, uninterrupted sleep that has been waiting for you all along. So you feel yourself sinking into the bed. The mattress embraces you, soft and warm. Around you, the lanterns from your memory lake flicker faintly. Moonlit meadows stretch quietly. Distant stars wink gently, merging with the shadows of your room. Thoughts drift past like tiny clouds, light and harmless, fading easily into the calm night. You notice how your body feels fully supported, every limb heavy yet relaxed, every breath slow and steady. With each exhale, you melt a little further. Carried by the rhythm of your own breath, floating gently toward sleep, there is nothing more to chase, nothing more to hold on to. Only this soft, endless serenity wrapping around you, guiding you into a deep, peaceful, uninterrupted slumber.